Why they tried to erase African spirituality. What if I told you that one of the world's oldest, most vibrant spiritual traditions was deliberately hidden, suppressed, and nearly erased from history? A belief system so powerful it shaped empires, guided kings, and connected millions to the divine. Yet forces worked tirelessly to bury it. Why? Why would anyone try to erase African spirituality? Stay with me because today we're diving deep into a story of resilience, power, and truth that they didn't want you to know. Mythic Africa presents Why They Tried to Erase African Spirituality. African spirituality isn't just a religion, it's a way of life. From the Yoruba Orishas to the Akan's reverence for ancestors, it's a tapestry of beliefs that have guided communities for thousands of years. But this profound system faced a calculated assault. Colonial powers, religious crusades, and modern misconceptions all played a role. So let's unpack this, layer by layer, and uncover why African spirituality was targeted and how it survived against all odds. 1. The power of African spirituality. To understand why African spirituality was targeted, we first need to understand its power. Unlike many Western religions that separate the sacred from the everyday, African spirituality weaves the divine into every aspect of life. The Yoruba of Nigeria, for example, honor Orishas, divine beings like Ogun, the god of iron, or Oshun, the goddess of love and rivers. These aren't distant deities, they're active forces in daily life, guiding everything from farming to family disputes. This wasn't just personal faith. It was the backbone of great African civilizations. The Mali Empire, one of the wealthiest in history, was guided by spiritual leaders who advised kings. The Dogon people of Mali mapped the cosmos centuries before telescopes, using spiritual wisdom passed down through generations. African spirituality wasn't just belief, it was knowledge, community, and power. And that power? It scared people. It scared those who wanted control. 2. The assault begins. Colonialism and conversion. Enter the colonial era. When European powers carved up Africa in the 19th century, they didn't just want land, they wanted minds. African spirituality was seen as pagan, primitive, a threat to the colonial order. Missionaries arrived, preaching that African beliefs were inferior, even demonic. Sacred groves were cut down. Ancestral shrines were destroyed. Entire communities were forced to abandon their traditions for foreign religions. This wasn't just about faith, it was about control. African spirituality empowered communities to govern themselves, to resist. By labeling it savage, colonizers justified their rule. They banned practices like Vodun in Benin or the worship of a Madioha among the Igbo. But here's the thing. African spirituality wasn't just a religion. 3. The slave trade's hidden agenda. The transatlantic slave trade was another blow. Millions of Africans were forcibly taken to the Americas, stripped of their names, languages, and families. But their spirituality? That was harder to erase. Enslaved Africans carried their beliefs across the ocean, hiding them in plain sight. Voodoo in Haiti, Santeria in Cuba, Candomblé in Brazil. These are African spiritualities disguised to survive. But even in the diaspora, the campaign to erase African spirituality continued. Slave masters banned African drums, fearing they carried secret messages. They demonized practices like voodoo, painting them as witchcraft to justify oppression. Yet these traditions persisted, proving the resilience of African spirituality. It wasn't just survival, it was rebellion. Modern misconceptions and media. Fast forward to today. The attack on African spirituality hasn't stopped. It's just changed form. Hollywood and media have played a huge role, portraying African spiritual practices as dark, mysterious, or evil. Think about it, how many movies show voodoo as some creepy ritual with dolls and curses? That's not Vodun. That's a caricature designed to make you fear African spirituality, not understand it. Why it matters today. So why did they try to erase African spirituality? Because it's powerful. It's a system that empowers communities, preserves history, and connects us to something bigger. And guess what? It's making a comeback. Across Africa and the diaspora, young people are reclaiming their spiritual heritage. From Lagos to London, people are rediscovering the wisdom of their ancestors. This revival isn't just about faith. It's about identity. It's about healing from centuries of erasure. African spirituality teaches us that we're not just individuals, we're part of a continuum, connected to our ancestors and the earth. That's a message the world needs now more than ever. African spirituality is more than a relic of the past. It's a living, breathing force that has survived centuries of attack. It's a testament to the resilience of African people and their wisdom. But this story isn't over. It's up to us to keep it alive. If this video moved you, hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Subscribe to Mythic Africa for more stories that uncover the truths they tried to bury. Drop a comment below. Tell me, what does spirituality mean to you? Let's keep this conversation going. Until next time, stay curious, stay connected, and keep exploring the soul of Africa.